Hi, how are you? I think everyone is guilty of this in one way or another. Every time December is just around the corner, all of us are just shook and always remarking how time passes by so fast without us realizing it. No matter how stressful the year has been or how long we thought everything is going on, the past 11 months, or is it just me? Yeah, it's probably just me. Never mind. The good news is, I feel like I'm in a current state right now that's completely the opposite of a reading slump, because I was contemplating taking a break from books, but I couldn't stop. I just had to read. So I was thinking of a good concept, a good theme for a reading vlog that I would like to attempt. And I thought there couldn't be a more perfect time to do this. So for this reading vlog, I am going to read my best friend's gifted books to me. If you have watched my recent birthday book haul, I have unboxed a gift from my best friend Sherry. And I thought it was a perfect coincidence because her birthday is in October. And we were not able to celebrate it because there had been a very bad storm. So we were not able to go to our planned getaway. So it has been pushed back to this month, to November. And in a couple of days, I am going to meet up with her and Ira. So I thought there couldn't be a more perfect time to begin this. I'm going to start by reading Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And then I'm going to be reading Death Note short story collection, story by Tsugumi Oba, art by Takeshi Oh. So this has art. So is this like a manga? I am so excited because Death Note is so important to me. I can't even begin to describe to you how much of an eye-opening experience it has been for me over a decade ago when I first watched the Death Note anime. Because this is one of those things that made me realize how much my heart leans towards psychological thriller. How much I love that genre and how much that genre impresses me. In this complete collection of Death Note short stories penned by the series creators, discover tales of lives irrevocably changed by the sinister influence of the Death Note, with surprising and thrilling answers to the question of what it truly takes to use the Death Note or fight it. And before that, I will begin with Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This is also one of the books that I've been eyeing for a long time, and I'm so grateful that she gave me this copy. It's in hardcover, by the way. I'm shocked. Anyway, the story behind this is so funny because I was planning on what to buy for her as a birthday gift because my birthday is in September. Her birthday is in October. And because I know that she really is addicted to coffee, I was thinking of buying this book. But then my brother was constantly telling me, do not buy that book. Because I had him take a peek at what the gifts are, because I haven't unboxed them yet during that time. And he just kept on telling me, do not buy that book. Do not give her that book. It's just a confirmation that our brain is really on the same wavelength. So instead, I just bought her a gift from Starbucks. And I hope she still would like this. Anyway, let's go ahead and open this book. I'm so excited. and I'm back in society. That trip has been super successful. I loved every places that we've been to. We had a grand time. It's just that we were not anticipating that there's really absolute zero Wi-Fi connection. We were told before we went to Casa Peregrine that there's no internet connection, but I guess a tiny part of us were hoping there's still some, and there's none at all. So for 24 hours, we are disconnected from the rest of the world. Anyway, I finished Before the Coffee Gets Cold during that trip. This is so special, and it made me cry. That's the most important thing. I guess I was kind of underestimating it because the writing is a little dry, or you know, I was expecting this to be lyrical, for it to be moving, but it still managed to be a tearjerker towards the end. So yeah, I'm giving this one 4 stars. I'm gonna talk more about this later. So many people are saying that the sequels are even better, and yeah, I'm looking to continue this series. Anyway, I was hoping that I could proceed to my next book, but of course, this day is special because my beloved Kim Namjoon has dropped his first solo album, Indigo, and I just have to tell you about it because the songs in this album, everything is immaculate. Everything is perfection. If you haven't heard it, please do so. Every single one of the tracks, I have no words. If you listen to every single one of them, it's like love at first sight, love at first listen. Every single time, all 10 tracks. It's driving me crazy to pick a favorite because every single one of the song in this album, but you know, I guess there's really justification to really call this song the title track, Wildflower. The moment I heard this, my heart just broke in 1,000 ways, and I also really like Still Life. I also like Closer and Lonely. But hear me out. Hear me out, okay? I just need to let this out into the world because this track, number 2, RM with Park Ji-yoon, the last track on the album. I have followed Namjoon's instructions to listen to the album songs chronologically, and this is the last one. But I was not looking at the sequence of the song, so I was just listening through the album on Spotify, right? And when this came on, I was not aware that this is going to be the last song. I was just listening to it, vibing, you know. And there's something about this song that really spoke to me, even if I don't understand the lyrics yet during that time. I listened through everything without reading through the translation of the lyrics. And something about that song spoke to me, even if I have not seen this translation yet. And when I finally saw what it meant, I'm gonna cry. I'm seriously gonna tear up. That's how powerful this song is. There's this recurring inside joke, right? I don't know if it's a joke, but people inside the fandom, armies, are saying that June really has a way of articulating the worries, the anxiety, the sadness, the pains of eldest daughters in the family. And this song is literally the embodiment of that. I don't know, I just wanted to have this moment also recorded so that I can take back this time whenever I want to. Namjoon, thank you so much for your music. Thank you for your words. Thank you. Number 2 on Indigo, track number 10. Please give it a listen, guys. And while I'm crying to the Indigo album, I thought I would also start reading Death Note short stories, the second book in this reading vlog. I'm so excited. Is Kira's story truly over, or does his influence linger? Let's find out. And that is a wrap. So this entire reading vlog is quite literally just an entire testament to how my best friend knows, tolerates, and understands what makes me happy. I've heavily tabbed these 2 books so well, and I just had a great time. I enjoyed these 2 books so much. Before the coffee gets cold, I think I've already talked during my initial thoughts about this book that I was expecting, I was hoping that this is a book which would give me a lyrical read for it to be a tearjerker, and I did not get lyrical writing, but it's still very emotional in several places which really tug at the heartstrings, and I wanted to cry, and it did make me cry, so it's a successful read. I also really like the realism of how the characters were depicted in this plot. I found it really compelling, the way they are presented, the way their struggles were explored in the story. And I was trying to pick a character which I would call my favorite, but I guess I just really appreciated every single one of them that I still don't think I could pick one. So I would continue with the rest of the books in this series because there are more books. So I hope to find out more so that I can confidently say for sure which one I am rooting for the hardest. So, and of course, Death Note. I was so, how do I say this? Death Note really has a way of leaving me flabbergasted. As fancy as that sounds, it really does. From the author's note here in the flap, I was already shocked. And then the short stories happened, and I'm just... I truly don't know how this author does it. I really don't know how he can never run out of ways to unravel the layers of complexities of the grayness of human morality. I don't know. I don't know how this person does it. The moment that I finished reading this book, I immediately messaged my best friend Cherry and told her how this story in particular stood out to me the most. It's remarkable how the ending left me just speechless. I was, the entire time that I'm reading the story, I was definitely one of the best short stories that I have read for this year. I'm giving this one 4.5 stars. As with my initial thoughts about Death Note, when I first watched the anime a decade ago, I still find the women depiction and representation in this work very, has a lot of room for improvement, I guess. And I was hoping to see growth in this collection, since this is pretty much, beyond the original, the OG story where Death Note is based. But it's still, I don't know, it's still struggling to find that. So unless I would see that proper depiction of women, I couldn't still give it a perfect 5 stars. But nevertheless, the short stories were spectacular and thought-provoking as per usual. So I highly recommend this book. So I already told her via messenger, but I'm saying this again. Thank you so much, Cherry, for giving me wonderful books. Thank you for having good days. Even if you're not really a reader, thank you for tolerating my love for stories. And as I told you, I will take this on our next meeting, and I will have you read that short story because I'm excited to know your thoughts. I have in fact already started on my next reading vlog, so until then, I hope you're having a great December, and I'll see you on my next one. Thank you so much for watching.